Someone was asking, how do you actually go about doing your no-show cancellation policy? In reality, I don't charge the first one. Our goal is not to just make money off of no-show cancel fees or anything like that. Our goal is to actually get you to come in and get you better. It's Joey from Rehab CEOs. So what I'm going to be doing here, guys, is we've had a lot of people starting to ask questions, and we want to be able to really just answer those questions on a more regular basis. But I also want to just kind of start to build a community of people who actually want to solve things instead of complain about things. So what we're going to do is just pretty much either in our school group. So if you're not in our school group, you can go to school, 𝗕𝗙𝗘𝗘.com/Rehab CEOs and join there. There's a whole community where you can ask questions, or we're pulling them from our community of people that we work with on a paid capacity, or our Facebook group, or just content that we're doing across other platforms. People then ask questions. I'll just start this one out with realistically one of the ones that I just saw inside of our group. Someone was asking pretty much like, how do you actually go about doing your no-show cancellation policy? And so I'll hit that one for now. First, if we're having issues with no-show cancellation, someone has issues for 6 months to 3 years, and finally they decide, hey, enough's enough, I want to get better. But then we don't actually create that urgency, and then it becomes much easier just to say, I'd rather watch Netflix tonight than actually get better. Someone's no-showed or canceled less than 24 hours out. What do you typically do? So for us, first we have to figure out what is our actual policy? So if we didn't review it with the patient, then we're already at a disadvantage because we didn't talk to them about that. But so that should all be happening during the new patient intake. They should be aware of it. We should have a card on file, all of those things. And to be clear, it doesn't matter whether they're Medicare, Medicaid, cash, it doesn't matter. You can charge a no-show cancellation fee. You're just not billing that fee to Medicare itself. It's to the patient. So you can do that. You just need to be consistent across all of your providers, or all of your payers, so that way you don't have to inherently worry about, are we being kind of weird of the federal payers versus our commercials, and we're just being consistent across the board. And so the first question is usually, well, what should I be charging for the actual no-show cancellation fee? And so typically what you want to look at is just look at your expenses over the last 6 months, and then you're going to divide that by how many visits you've had over the last 6 months. That's going to give you your closest accurate representation of what your expense per visit is. Of course, that might fluctuate if within the last 6 months you hired 3 therapists or something like that. So of course, take that with some level of, if you're a PT clinic owner who wants to have more new patients, more profit, or hire another PT inside your clinic, listen up. So here at Rehab CEOs, we work with over 400 clinics around the nation. And what we are doing with our upcoming challenge is we're doing a 3-night seminar where we're going to walk you through the exact systems of how to get to consistent 6-figure months, get more new patients, get more profit, and hire PTs to fill the back end. So if that's something that you're interested, make sure you look at the description below, sign up, and save your seat now. Grain of salt there, or if you just naturally had an increase in your visits drastically, then your expense per visit is going to be artificially low because, of course, visits is the denominator there. But look at whatever that is, because that tells you minimum what you have to be charging to not lose money if someone's not in that spot. So of course you can put some more on top of there, so you're actually making money during those opportunities, since you're not necessarily getting the full revenue per visit that you would hope to have gotten if someone was actually there. But at a minimum, we need to for sure at least charge there, because I'll see people charging like $25 no-show cancel fees. One, it's not even enough for someone to care. And two, realistically, it's not even enough to cover your expenses. So that's the first step. And then really the way we position everything is when someone calls and they last minute no-show, I'm not going to get into the weeds of okay, here's how you actually overcome that objection, because there's a lot of different things we can do, and that'll probably be for another. But realistically, what do we actually say to talk to them about doing it? Because they were asking specifically in our community, how do we actually have that conversation? In reality, I don't charge the first one. So what we like to do is we have the actual process in place. We could, by all means, charge that person on the first one. But what we do is on the first one, it's hey, completely understand. I know sometimes life gets in the way. Of course, our goal is not to just make money off of no-show cancel fees or anything like that. Our goal is to actually get you to come in and get you better. Only this one time is if you can get back in the schedule within the next 48 hours, we won't charge you the no-show cancellation fee, because again, our goal is to get you back better, because if you were to get better, you're probably going to go tell everyone and their mother that we've helped you get results. And so that's our biggest goal. So for you, does tomorrow or Friday work better for you? Or does tomorrow or Wednesday, whatever day it is for you? So same day or next day, the next day after that is kind of the mantra of what we're trying to do, get them in within 48 hours. That allows for them to get back in. If they're scheduled on a Monday, they last minute cancel. You can probably still get in a Tuesday or a Wednesday, still maybe get that Thursday, Friday appointment in, so they're not falling behind on their plan of care or anything like that. This allows us to show we're not just trying to nickel and dime people, show that we're actually, with all intentions, trying to get you better. But it also kind of has the presupposition that once you get better, you're going to realistically probably refer and tell everybody about us. So you're already kind of telling them that's part of the expectations. So you're already starting to kind of grease that wheel of someone probably going to be that person, because life does get in the way sometimes. Some people do have legitimate excuses on this type of stuff. And so we don't want to be the person who's getting the 1-star review because we're trying to like leverage no-show cancellations across the board. Again, if it's a common thing, probably have issues upstream. Or if it's intra-visit, then we're probably having issues potentially with the provider not getting buy-in to the plan of care. If it happens again, what we do is we do charge them on the second one, but we actually get them on our same day scheduling, actual schedule. So let's say it's Tuesday, they can't schedule out anything. But if it comes Tuesday, it'll be like, hey, what we'll do is we're going to put you on our same day scheduling. And so what that means is, well, we can't necessarily schedule all of your visits out, because this is the second time that we've had issues with being able to kind of do it. And I understand you're super busy and you may not know what your schedule looks like, but to be fair to other people that maybe do have their schedule and are needing to get in, we just don't want to block those slots for them to not be able to get in, especially since we also blocked off Dr. So-and-so's actual appointment there. So what we'll do is, if there happens to be availability on Tuesday morning, you'll be the first one that we call and be like, hey, John, like is now a good time for you to be able to come in at noon today? Because you should likely know your schedule at that point. So that way we don't have to worry about like, oh, my schedule changes all the time. I know you're busy and everything like that. And so at that point, they're like, yeah, that makes sense. That sounds fair. And if they get upset, again, you don't have to serve everybody. Like, it is what it is. But most people will be like, yes, it's the second time. They understand. You're framing it as a benefit to them because they may not know their schedule or anything like that, but we still want to be able to work them in. And then once they start to prove to you after coming in that time and the next time, it's like, hey, you've come in twice now. It seems like you're starting to get a little bit better idea of what your schedule looks like and kind of what it looks like to work with us. I think we're at a point where we should be fine to go ahead and start to schedule your stuff out in advance. What are your thoughts? And they may still be like, I still don't know my stuff enough. And you don't want to schedule them out, and we just keep it like it is. But that way you're kind of safeguarding yourself from scheduling someone for that third time, that fourth time, that fifth time. And it's just like, good Lord, I'm spending so much time chasing this person who's just making us lose money, or at a minimum, break even if we've charged our expense per visit. But that's how you start to have those conversations. So that makes it a lot easier for you to do that. If you want bonus tips, when Robbie had his clinics, he actually used to donate the no-show cancellation fees to a charity. So that way, the moment anybody ever said anything about like, you're just doing this to make money, he's like, actually, we actually donate all of ours to XYZ charity. So definitely not for making money. And of course, we'd actually make more money if you just came to your visits for us to be able to treat you. Because again, our goal is to get you better so you go tell more people. And so hopefully this was helpful. And if y'all have any other questions, whether it's on marketing, on sales, on recruiting, on profitability, you name it, drop it down below. We'll make sure that we continue to kind of circle through these and answer as many of y'all's questions as possible. This is going to be a more kind of recurring thing. Right now, I'm just kind of doing it where I can fit it into my schedule. But as we continue to do this, we'll probably get this more at a consistent time, so you'll kind of know when to tune in. But if you found this helpful, at least drop me some comments and tell me. Otherwise, I'm just like, I don't know if I'm just this bald dude ranting on Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever you're watching this, and no one's finding any value. So love to figure out if y'all want more of this. And if y'all do, of course, drop some comments down below, and we'll go from there. Bye, guys.